Good day, everyone. Thanks for joining us here in the charts. This is the Market Beast, Napoleon Macro. I wanted to send a quick video out to the Zoom investors and show them that I just found evidence in the chart that may suggest the Zoom market is in a very interesting position. We're going to take a look at the Bollinger Bands and see if we can make sense of the next move in the market. I do have a prediction on this video, so stick around to the end. So welcome back, loyal family. If you're new here, we explore price action. And that is it. So welcome in, and welcome in all of our new subscribers as well. So let's not waste time, guys. Let's dive right into the charts here, shall we? So today's August the 20th, 2021, and the current price, or the previous close of Zoom, $332.38, slightly negative close, 2.5% for the day. A little bit of selling interest coming in the pre-market there, 332, hopefully I said that right, dollars, down 0.1% for the pre-market, okay? All right, hopefully you guys are doing well. ASMR, interesting analysis. Here is what I found on the Bollinger Bands, okay? There's a Bollinger Bands. Hopefully it's visible enough for you guys. And also have two circles. Okay, so the green circle represents the breakthrough. And yeah, unfortunately, this red circle represents a potential breakdown. Let me just give a really quick, let's go back in time very briefly here, just to kind of show everyone, it's kind of a credentials check. On June the 9th, 2021, we made a prediction on this stock. This stock, $400 very soon. At the time of the video, it was $334. But more importantly, I actually wanted to show you the part of the video where we pointed out the Bollinger Bands. I don't know if you guys can actually see that. So notice how the Bollinger Bands, is the reason that we were saying it was going to go up to 400 was because the Bollinger Band was in the process of getting broke through. Okay, so if we get back at the chart here, that was on this green circle right about here. Okay, so this is kind of around the time that it was actually the 7th here. Okay, that's June the 7th. All right, and when the market broke through that orange line there, okay, it's kind of a breakthrough line, it went up to the top lip of the Bollinger Bands, and that's actually one of the reasons why I said that it was going to go, it could go to $400 very soon, because we were just waiting for a breakthrough of the orange line, the mean average line. And just really quickly, my loyal listeners, pardon me if I have to go over this a lot, but I want to make sure everyone who's just kind of joining us understands kind of a brief understanding of Bollinger Bands. This is what you're looking at is the two blue lines, kind of the outer range of the Bollinger Bands, and the orange line is the kind of the mean average line in between the two, kind of perfectly in between the two. Most of the price action typically takes place within the two blue lines. Okay, it just kind of bounces within those two lines, and of course the orange line sometimes acts as resistance and sometimes it acts as support. I felt like that was necessary to explain, because what we're looking at here, since we've already verified through the last video post saying that Zoom can go to $400 because of the breakthrough of the orange line, break above that orange line. Okay, got a test of the upper lip, so to speak, of the Bollinger Band. It has been rejected so far from the upper lip of the Bollinger Band, so to speak. And again, this orange line is important, guys, because these are weekly candles that we're looking at, if I didn't mention that. This weekly candle has about just under 7 hours to close on this active red candle. So this simply means that if we are getting an official break below this orange line, what typically takes place is when you break above the orange line and it uses as support, it reacts to the nearest Bollinger Band, the lip of the Bollinger Bands, which is the blue line here. And the opposite happens if it breaks below the orange line, the mean average line on the Bollinger Bands. So naturally what would happen in this case, since it appears, it's not official yet, guys, let's give the market time, although in order for this to have a true turnaround, it would actually need to close above the orange line today, on today's date, again, August the 20th, 2021. The orange line is currently at about $347.68. So if you see any price fluctuations taking place in the market today, to the upside, just understand that the buyers are trying to protect the level of support at the mean average line on the weekly Bollinger Bands, if that makes sense. So if there's like a very aggressive push to the upside today, which would, for me to feel comfortable or have some sort of idea that there's a sufficient amount of buying pressure in this market, what would happen is the market would create a bullish engulfing candle in comparison to the previous red candle right about here. If you're kind of unfamiliar with technical analysis, you may not know what I'm talking about when I say a bullish engulfing candle. I just do a really quick candle, example to show you what I'm talking about. So something like that nature. Okay, so if you see like a candle coming to the market today, it has to be a super aggressive candle, as I also must add. If it has something like that, and what's the chances of something like that happen? Remember, guys, you have to let the market decide what's practical and what's not practical to happen, because these markets have lately been very volatile. And if it does happen, that just simply means the buyers are protecting the range that we just explained down here, guys, the mean average line. So here's a green candle. If something like this were to produce today and have a close on a weekly candle, which would still be bearish, but let's just keep it practical here, this would be again a sign that the buyers are stepping in. But to give you an idea of what type of move that would look like during the market hours, again, the market haven't opened yet, but they're going to open here in just a second. That would be like an 18% move to the upside. That's very extreme. I'm not sure if that is practical to happen, but the markets will let us know today, right? So I just want to kind of give you both scenarios. If the bulls step in, it's going to be a pretty big move at a minimum case of $347 today. But if the buyers are having trouble stepping in here, yeah, unfortunately, this is going to be an official close of this weekly candle, crossing below this orange line. And let's just go ahead and get to the potential lower targets, which I think is, I want to say inevitable, but I think the market is going to go down, guys. I said that on the last video. I said the market is probably going to go down to like $340. I'm not sure what the price was at the time. It's obviously gone lower. So I do think that the market will inevitably, over the next up to 3 weeks, conservatively speaking with the time, right there at about $308 at a minimum case scenario. That doesn't mean that it can't go lower. Remember, I'm not sure if this is actually going to happen, guys. So please don't use this video as time to start shorting or time to start selling your Zoom, because Napoleon has been right about Zoom, which I have been. I have to give myself credit, guys. I've been pretty accurate with the Zoom calls. That is going to go down. Okay, just have your strategy readily available to implement that moving forward today and over the next 2 to 3 weeks. Okay, so $308 is my prediction. The lower lip of the Bollinger Band actually exceeds that level. It's all the way down to like $292. Let's see what happens. Okay, Zoom bulls. We played Zoom before. We're not invested. We would like to re-enter this market, whether in either direction. I'm not emotionally attached to this stock or any stock. And that's pretty much all I have, guys. So you have everything up to 3 weeks. We're looking for some price action to the downside. If it can, to summarize everything, guys, within the next 3 weeks, up to 3 weeks, conservatively speaking with the time, the target for Zoom is potentially at conservatively $308 to the downside. If it gets pretty nasty in this market, which it actually just made a lower high. I don't even know if I explained that. Okay. It just made a lower high. Remember, weekly candles and what we look for to verify a downtrend is lower lows and lower highs. Yes. Okay. We got a high here and we just had a lower high. Oof. So I broke the low there. So yeah, that's where we're at. We got to get some very aggressive buying pressure to turn this around. Otherwise, yeah, guys, up to 3 weeks, $308 conservatively speaking. Remember, the markets are very volatile. If we get wicks below that level, that's fine. We're looking for the buyers to step in to make a higher low, higher than the previous swing low, hit about $292. So if we can get some aggressive buying pressure to step in either here where we are now, or if the market moves lower. Remember, guys, I'm not saying it's actually going to move lower. It doesn't have to move lower because my prediction is it will. Let's let the markets decide that. Okay. So that's it. That's all the information. 347 must close above today. 308 potential target, and that is it up to the next 3 weeks. Let's see how this prediction ages. Okay. So go ahead and leave an appropriate thumb just below the video if you enjoyed the content. Leave a comment so that the YouTube algorithm can promote the video. If you're new, we also explored the alternative markets, Bitcoin and altcoins. Kindly subscribe, hit the bell, and we'll send you that information when it is available. Appreciate your time. Thanks for stopping out. Execute your strategies. Know where you're going to enter and take a stop loss if the market goes against you. Even if you don't know where you're going to take profits, have those two things readily available before you hit that buy button. All right, that's actually actual advice. Okay, have a strategy, guys. That is advice. Okay, but everything else is not advice. Okay, all right, just education. So remember, we'll talk soon, and bye for now.